Welcome to Impact Tuesday. And the word this week is God is watching over you and He will sustain you and deliver you. This morning, I was so blessed by two verses from Psalm 33 during my personal devotions. And it reads, "But the Lord has His eyes on those who fear Him, and those who hope in His unfailing love. He will deliver them from death and keep them alive in the famine." And three things I want to share with you. The first thing, number one, is that God is actively watching over you. When the storms of life, when the storms rage in your life, sometimes it is easy to feel all alone and lost. But know that God is watching over you. God is never absent. Sometimes it feels like God isn't around. But this verse tells us that God is actively watching over you, telling you how much He cares about you, how much He loves you, how much He is concerned about you. He's watching over you. God is aware of your circumstances. God is aware of what you're going through. God has taken a personal interest in what you're going through right now. And the second thing is, place your hope in His unfailing love. God loves you unconditionally. God loves you completely. And you can place your trust, you can place your hope in this fact, this assurance that God loves you and cares about you. And because you know that God loves you and cares for you, you know that God will keep His promises to you. You know that God will look out for your best interest, and God will ensure that this word comes through in your situation, that all things will work together for good to them that love the Lord and are called according to His purpose. So whatever you're going through, because God loves you, He will ensure that it works for the good, for your good. And the third thing is that God will sustain you and deliver you. Because the verse says that God will keep you alive in the famine and deliver you from death. Just like He did with the Israelites when they were going through the wilderness. God sustained them. God provided for them. Everything they needed, God provided for them. God sustained them through the wilderness, and God delivered them from the enemies. And that tells you that God will be with you to sustain you. It is not that you would not go through hard times, you would not face the storm, that you would not go through your wilderness, but you have the assurance that God will sustain you and deliver you from death, just like He did the Israelites. Whatever you might be faced with right now might be difficult, might be hard, might be heart-wrenching, but know that God is watching over you. The devil might plant seeds in your mind and make you think that you're alone and that God has abandoned you. But God is watching over you. Place your hope in His unfailing love, and God will sustain you. God will deliver you. Be blessed by this word today.